everyone, Denise here from Sewlimitless, and in today's video you are going to see a tour of my sewing space. I'll take you around and show you the different areas that I have, and you'll see how I store fabric and patterns. As some of you may know, I am in the basement of my home, so this area is also used for other things. I've got an exercise bike and a piano down here, so you know, it's a space that is used for other things, but mostly it is my sewing space. That's really the purpose of this little area that you will see. So I hope you enjoy this video, and of course if there's any questions or comments, just leave them down below. But here we go, take a look. So the first area I'll show you is where the first table that I have, and that's where I have my serger. I've got it on this large table here, and I have file cabinets underneath where I store PDF patterns at the bottom and some older patterns at the top, and those are mostly actually organized. On top of the table I've got my serger thread. I've got another one up there. My iPad is actually how I watch TV when I'm down here or watch a movie. I have fabric stored underneath, and then in these cabinet drawers I have zippers and elastic in bins, and then on this other table I have my main sewing machine. Really, it's my Bernina, and I've got two other machines back there. I've got a Husqvarna here and a Brother sewing machine here. In this file cabinet I keep extra sewing machine needles, and at the bottom actually is mostly interfacing and some other stuff like that. And then next to the sewing table is where I keep my rolling cart. I've got scissors and things like that in these bins here. This is just one of those bins from IKEA. Above the main table is the whiteboard I use. I'll make a list sometimes of things that I need to remember to get the next time I'm at the fabric store or whatever. A little inspiration for me at the top there. A cork board where I do keep the instructions for how to insert zippers, because I actually refer to this every time I do it so I don't forget. And then over here I've got a smaller mat for my rotary cutter and the L ruler, which is really nice to have. I've got Berta style magazines organized by year, thread magazines. I've got some of the sewn magazines there. My sewing table is extended out all the way, so this is how I use it when I'm actually working on something. It's especially something larger like pants or a dress. It's easier if it's all spread out. Although I fold that end up over there, or fold it down, and so because we have a door there, so that way you can get it in and out of the door easily. So over here I've got some of my sewing books. You'll see the Singer Sewing Library books in the library there. And in these bins are patterns. I've got them arranged by company and pattern number. And then just some of my general sewing books. I have a list. That's what's on this clipboard here, is a list of things that I want to try to do for 2021, and some of them I've actually gotten done, so I checked those off. I did actually try to clean up my sewing room before I did this video, but it just wasn't happening, so this is how it is. for the most part, this is it. So I've got these two bins and these smaller bins here. This is my exercise bike, where I have patterns, and they are stored by category, as in dresses, skirts are together, jeans, jackets and coats, things like that. But they're organized by number and company name. And then below that is more fabric. In those smaller bins at the top here, I have, for the most part, those are fabric scraps that I keep that are large enough to do something with. Above the fabric there, you'll see my pegboard. My husband made that for me, where I keep my rulers and the sleeve board, that kind of thing, rotary cutters, all of that. And I've got the, as you can see, the sleeve, the hams, tailor's ham, that kind of thing there. And I also do paper crafting. I haven't done as much of that lately, but that's what those bins are, actually, cardstock and things like that. This is thread here. I have specialty thread there, and this is just regular Coats and Clark thread that I have. You'll see my ironing board. And in this little corner is where I have some of the older Berta style magazines I have, and some books. I've got that top shelf there is actually washi tape and mostly things for planning supplies, stickers, that kind of thing, because I do that as well. This is a box with some fabric that I just folded up and have in there. I have rolls of bolts of fabric. This is mostly upholstery type fabric. Now in this bin, in this rolling cart, I have, this is where I keep my bra making supplies. So I've got underwires and channeling and elastics, and I have everything labeled. Each drawer is labeled, and I really like keeping those things in this cart because it's so much easier to keep everything together. And you know, a lot of that stuff is really small, so it works out really well. And this is the dress form that I use. And let's see, back here is where I have a rolling rack that I use. I've got the button storage here, and I've got a muslin that I made for a jacket that I wanted to keep, because when I make it again, it just makes, it's just easier, so I know that the pattern still fits. Then I've got other PDF patterns that I hang on the back of that rolling rack. I've got stuff for filming here, some older patterns down there, and of course more fabric there. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tour of my sewing space, and maybe you got some ideas of your own for your own space, especially if you have a smaller space to deal with. I hope you got some ideas. If you have any questions about anything, certainly leave it in the comments below. And yeah, that's it. So give this video a thumbs up. If you are new and you would like to subscribe to my channel, please do so. And I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.